I am very, very picky when it comes to audio. I know that you guys are probably thinking that's some sort of joke coming from this channel. Have you even heard your audio, bro? But it's true. The video side of it matters far less to me than good audio because the old saying is nothing ruins a beautiful video like terrible audio. I've had a handful of different mic setups over the last 10 years or so of making YouTube videos, and I'm always striving for improvement. Now, this is not the solution to all of your audio problems, but it is a budget-friendly, well-featured, compact microphone system. This is the fairly new, recently released Saramonic Air, which is being marketed as the world's smallest wireless microphone system that comes with a lavalier mic included. It's not the tiniest little mic out there, but the tiniest one that supports a lav mic. This is a nice little entry into the segment, packing a lot of good features, missing some others, but for about $160, it's one of the best value for dollar options out there. So let's check it out. This video is sponsored by Saramonic. They sent me this mic set for review. However, my loyalty is always to my viewers. I will treat this just like my other videos. I will point out the features, list out the flaws, and give you guys a little comparison also to the DJI Mic 2 that I have, and ultimately equip you hopefully to decide for yourself whether this is the mic for you. Microphones are tough because there are a lot of different preferences out there, and we all hear sound differently. So while it might sound great to someone else it might sound not so great. So my goal really is to demonstrate the sound all throughout this video, so everything that you've been hearing up until this point and through the end of this video is coming directly from this Saramonic Air. So the headline feature here is a transmitter that you can clip onto your shirt without feeling weighed down. And if you prefer the more discreet look, you can plug in the included lavalier and hide the mic entirely. That's a huge win for creators who want clean audio but don't want to walk around looking like they're wearing a piece of broadcast gear. The Saramonic Air comes with a compact charging case that neatly stores the transmitters, the receiver, a little clip that goes onto your camera hot shoe, and some USB-C or lightning adapters if you purchase those. Unfortunately, the other stuff, the two lav mics, USB-C cable, 3.5mm cable, mic clips, and wind puffs don't fit in the case, but there is a little carrying bag that is included so you can throw everything in. The one thing that I wish they would have fit in was the 3.5mm cable, as with this you could be on the go and record clean audio anywhere just using the little transmitters. There is also a hot shoe attachment that is sold separately that allows you to plug in the receiver into your Sony's hot shoe and not use any cables for audio transfer. I'll eventually pick that up because I don't like messing with 3.5mm cables. I do really like the case. It's all aluminum in build. It has a plastic window so that you can see all of your mic gear inside, and it has a built-in battery to recharge your mics, even a little battery indicator to let you know how much is left in the tank. Everything stays organized, protected, and charged at the same time for creators on the go, whether you're shooting street photography, vlogs, travel content, or behind the scenes clips at a wedding. The case is quite nice, and even with the dead cats that stick out a little bit on either side, everything fits and works quite well. Now, the lav mic features a 9.7mm capsule, and it's got a clean, low profile look on camera, and you can wear it in different ways, whether visible for interviews or tucked away and hidden for more natural content. Plus, Saramonic thought about real world use here because they added a strain relief design that prevents the lav from getting yanked out accidentally. You can just wrap it around here and clip it to your talent's clothing and not have to worry about that. The Air has a 90 decibel signal to noise ratio and supports a maximum SPL of 120 decibels. It handles quiet speech with clarity, but also holds up if you're filming something loud like a concert or even fireworks. There's also a built-in limiter and safety track, which is something that I wish that more wireless mics included by default. That means if your audio spikes, you've got a backup track that keeps your recording nice and safe. Is there 32-bit float? No. Unfortunately, I wish it was there, but I think this being a budget-friendly setup, it makes sense that it wasn't included. Distance and stability are also pretty good. I tested walking around with the mic at about 5 meters, then about 10 meters, and even when I turned my back to the camera, the connection stayed pretty steady. That being said, all of these wireless microphones require line of sight, so if you do wander off and you turn around, if you're far away, your audio will most likely cut out, no matter if you pay $150 or $500 for your mic. Probably like 50 feet away. I'm behind a tree. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? And Now this has been the receiver the whole time. I'm going to switch over to the lav mic to give you guys an idea of what that sounds like. And now this is the audio with the lav mic. So obviously you would tuck all of these wires away under your shirt, but hopefully this is a good idea of the sound of the lav. It sounds a little bit more muffled, not as clear to me, but you guys might hear it differently. That's just my interpretation of it. The Saramonic Air also has noise canceling. There are 2 levels of noise reduction, so if you're in a quiet environment, you can leave it off for the most natural sound. But if you're somewhere busy like a cafe, airport, outdoors on a windy day, you can toggle the noise cancellation setting and instantly clean up your audio. This is my AC system and it is quite noisy. This is without any noise cancellation turned on. This is with level 1 noise cancellation. So the first level, this is what that sounds like. Hopefully you hear less of that in the background. Full noise cancellation. So now you should be hearing much cleaner audio of me talking, and you won't even hear that thing behind me. It's like it's not even there, hopefully. Now Saramonic isn't just throwing hardware at us, they also have an app, and it's quite good in my opinion. It's not Bluetooth unfortunately, so it's a bit of a negative. You do have to have it plugged into your phone via USB-C or Lightning if you have an older iPhone, or something else if you have an Android, just to monitor and pair with your receivers. But the USB-C adapter, which is included, does fit into the case itself, so you can take it with you all the time. And the app lets you manage the Air system, monitor your levels, adjust noise reduction, and even handle firmware updates. Now these little transmitters are made out of plastic. They're very light. If you remove the dead cap, which just clips onto the top, you can see the mic capsule on the very top of it. There is a power and mute button on the side and a proprietary gold lav mic connection on this side. This is also another negative. I wish that they would have just put a standard 3.5mm jack here, because then you would have been able to connect whatever lav mic you wanted to. But at the moment you can only use the Saramonic lav that comes with it, or any that they create down in the future if they ever come out with new ones. The lav connection is pretty snug. I don't think it will come off very easily. However, there's no locking mechanism, so Saramonic does recommend wrapping this little cable around the transmitter a couple of times. And finally, there is a clip on the back that also has a magnet attached to it, so you can attach this to your Talent in a few number of ways, and then you have little pads for charging at the very bottom. As you just saw, some mistakes were made, because as soon as I took out the second microphone from the case, it started automatically recording onto my existing track. And so I was plugging in lav microphones, and obviously it was popping and making all sorts of not so great noises. So we are now back to using the audio from this single Saramonic mic that I am wearing on my t-shirt. And I want to talk about pricing, because this Air is quite competitively priced. The global version starts at $139 US if you just want the system without the lav mic, or $169 for the US version, which comes with the USB-C and Lightning adapters in the box. I really do think this is a great microphone setup if you are on a budget. It sounds quite good. In fact, let's show you some head-to-head between this microphone and the DJI. I'm wearing the DJI Mic 2, and you could see that it does pull down on my shirt a little bit more. It's significantly heavier than the Saramonic. The Saramonic doesn't even feel like I'm wearing a mic at all. The DJI, you can definitely tell that something is there. This is the audio coming out of the Saramonic unit, and now I'm switching over to the DJI. Now the DJI is recording internally in 32-bit float, which is a bit of a cheat code, I guess. The only thing that I'm doing in post is I am equalizing both of these microphones so that you can hear the same volume. So I usually normalize it to about -3 or -4 depending on the sound. And now let's switch back over to the Saramonic. This is what that sounds like. And now go back to the DJI Mic 2. Hopefully you guys can see and hear a difference between these two. I'd recommend maybe listening to a pair of headphones if you can't tell, if you're just watching on a cell phone. Because I'm curious, let me know what you guys thought about that comparison down in the comment section. Which one of these two microphones sounded better in your eyes? The only other negative that I wanted to mention about the Saramonic is that navigating the menu system with the receiver is a little bit challenging, because you only have 3 buttons, and so it's a series of double pressing and long holds to make selections and make changes where you need to. It's something that you can easily grasp in a day or two of work, but it will take some getting used to navigating those menus. It's not as intuitive as just scrolling, because there's not that many controls, and the buttons are quite small. So who is the Saramonic Air for? I think that it's perfect for Ryan Trahan, TikTok creators, Instagram filmmakers, vloggers, even photographers who want some quick behind the scenes clips without sacrificing audio. Basically, if you want high quality sound in a package that's very small, travel friendly, this checks a lot of boxes. It's tiny, it's packed with good features, and it's easy enough for anyone to grasp and use. And the fact that it comes with lavaliers included if you buy the kit with it makes it a standout in the price range. So if you've been holding out on upgrading your wireless mic setup, this might be the push that you need. As usual, I'll have some links down in the description so you guys can check current pricing, any discounts, and all that fun stuff. And also, while you're down there, go to the comment section and let me know what your favorite wireless microphone is, what you thought of the comparison, and what you thought of the sound overall. Curious to know your guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.